Hello, it is the King for Mayor here, and I wanted to talk to you guys about something crazy idea I just had. You're probably all going to hate it because it involves taxes, and I know all you libertarians out there hate taxes. Well, not all the libertarians hate taxes, but most of the libertarians hate taxes. I'm kind of on the fence about taxes. I don't really care. I don't think money's real, but that just shows how crazy I am. So you're in for a wild ride here. So this is my idea. I know you're going to hate it. Just be quiet and listen. All right. So here's my idea. And so we add a 1% flat tax. 1% flat tax, but under very, very strict conditions. Now, is this realistic in any way? Of course not. There's no way that you can pass anything with strict conditions underneath Congress. It's literally impossible. But it has a good purpose, and it is for the continuity of economy in the United States. Think about that. Think about that phrase. Continuity of economy. That's what we're failing in. And let me explain to you how this works. Okay, so we do 1% flat tax. Doesn't matter if you earn $5 that year or 5 million or 5 billion, you're gonna pay 1% of your taxes, that's gonna be collected into a pool. And I'll talk about that in a second. But it's kind of the idea behind Social Security. But this is an instant Social Security, is what it is, basically. So this 1% tax is collected from everybody. It's put into a pool, and then that entire amount that's collected, every last penny, the government does not get to keep a single cent to themselves. In fact, the whole operation has to be run off of their normal budget anyhow, and and they've got to figure it out. All they have to do is print some checks. It's as easy as that. Everybody who's got a Social Security card, who filed their taxes that year, they get an even divide, even split. Everybody who's over the 18, you're an American citizen, you got a Social Security card, you get cut a check. Whatever it is, whatever happens to be. So if everybody makes a lot of money that year, then everybody gets a nice big check at the end of the year. But it's divided equally. So it's not like what you paid into it, you get directly back. So that way it's a rebalancing, okay? Redistribution, sure, whatever you want to call it. It's a redistribution of wealth. It's a very small portion of our wealth here in the United States, and it goes towards a very good cause, which is the continuity of economy. And this is how it works. When people at the bottom are struggling, paycheck to paycheck, you guys don't want to raise the minimum wage. All right, fine. But these people still need to have enough money to live their lives, and so it's probably not going to be that much. Maybe everybody gets like $700 or whatever. It's not much more than the earned income credit, but it's something that everybody's going to get. And that's just a little bit of extra money that they don't really have to think about. Maybe they do spend it on bills or whatever, but the idea is that they just spend it on whatever it is they want, because if people don't have money, when they're on their last buck and they want to get, say, a cup of coffee, and they can't because they can't afford a cup of coffee because coffee's like $5 or whatever these days, because that's what it costs to keep a store open. Well, that's not the issue we're dealing with here. We're dealing with the issue of currency has to change hands. If currency doesn't change hands, it's no longer a currency. It starts becoming a commodity, and then it fails to serve its function in capitalism, which is to keep the economy moving. It can't just an economy is what everybody uses. It's not just corporations and whatnot. It's for everybody. And so, if you want that, you get that cup of coffee. And if people don't have money to buy that cup of coffee, eventually that coffee shop, they're going to disappear, right? And then when that coffee shop's gone, well, you know what that means? That means that the doctors that are going to have to perform open heart surgery that day, they can't get the really nice coffee from the really nice organic coffee shop down the street. They got to drink the crappy, hospital coffee, which we've all had. It's terrible. It's terrible coffee. And then they have to go perform open heart surgery on somebody after drinking a crappy cup of coffee. This is what went wrong in the USSR, when communism took over. You lost that small free market that supports the larger free market. And that's what's happening in America today. We're losing that small free market. And that small free market absolutely relies on money changing hands on a daily basis. It can't be, all we're spending things on are these big monthly things, these big large purchases, rent, bills, all these things that come monthly, tuitions, all sorts of stuff out there, car payments. We're spending all this on their bare necessities, and it's a thing that we just chunk out every month. And day to day, we're absolutely losing reasons to interact with local businesses or anybody. So we need to have, and that's the whole idea behind this. People just need to have a little bit of pocket money. They just need to go out and buy a meal at their restaurant in their neighborhood, and it helps everybody when that happens. But we can't do that if everybody's making money that's below what's reasonably a poverty wage, so we have to do something. We have to do something to start getting this bottom-up economy going, because right now, we pay these monthly things, and then we do stuff like this, free stuff on the internet. That's a monthly bill that we paid, or $40 a month for our internet or whatever. And then we're like, okay, we just buy these things, and then we do all this free stuff, which is really great for the world, but it doesn't do anything for the economy. And so if we're all doing free stuff all the time, the economy is going to die. It's going to die, but we're doing free stuff because we can't afford to do anything that costs money. So, we have to do something about it. So think about that. Continuity of the economy. That's what I'm talking about here. So hopefully this wasn't too crazy. It maybe gave you something to think about. Anyway, thank you very much. I'm the King for Mayor. Check me out on Live Free FM.